The Flash returns after a brief break with the episode Death of the Speed Force. Holy crap, boy, with a title like that. Oh, we in for something, huh? And the opening, well, boy, I tell you, something quite spectacular. Well, of course, it kind of opens with, there's a disaster. A helicopter's in trouble, but Barry was, I don't know, taking a dump. But don't worry, Kid Flash returns. Yes, after his long-winded sabbatical and discovering Nirvana through Buddhism or something like that. Anyway, so he comes back just in time to save this helicopter with some Russians in it that I don't know. They're on the phone. They're wealthy or whatever. And then the helicopter starts to fall, and he rushes in using remnants and whatnot. He rescues the people on the helicopter, and then the helicopter is still crashing down and is going to collide with the building, and so he dismantles it piece by piece. It's great. It looks really cool and great. And then, of course, he's like, hey, the Flash shows up, and yay, Wally's back. And then it's just another filler episode. And worse than a filler episode. I mean, virtually nothing happens. I mean, a new villain shows up. At first you think, oh, okay, we're moving along, we're getting somewhere. Of course, we see Iris still trapped in the mirror world and all this sort of thing, and more evidence of the linkage of the fake Iris to the crazy woman that's trapped in there with her. But then there's a new villain introduced, Turtle 2. Although I don't know why she's called Turtle, because she seems to have an ability to control time, and she traps you in one of her time bubbles. She can age you rapidly, and she does this to the Russian woman because I can't even remember. There's some bad history between the two, and the woman ages to damn near 100 years old or whatever, and her corpse is on the floor and all that. And you think, well, we got this new powerful villain, we're going to... No. Everything slows down. A time bubble was over the entire episode. And it was green, and this is significant. We'll get to that. Wally comes back, and Cisco comes back, and oh, great, Cisco's back, because the guy practically has to carry the show most of the time. But it's not enough, and he's just there to have a forced argument with Nash. And then Barry and Wally have a forced argument with one another because emotion and turmoil and drama is what CW is about. What doesn't matter that it doesn't really make sense and doesn't quite fit the plot or story detail that they're dealing with. Now just you got to have that hyper emotional reactions and whatnot, and then you can come back later and kiss and make up. So Nash was going to talk to Cisco about the ghosts he's been seeing, but they blow up at each other, and then the ghost of Eobod Thawne, which obviously is not a ghost per se, possesses Nash, and so now Thawne is back in the form of Nash, but he doesn't have his flash powers, or his reverse flash powers, if you will. Meanwhile, Barry's having problems with his powers all of a sudden. Gee, what's the deal? Turns out the Speed Force has caught the flu. Oh boy. Well, it turns out when Barry used the Spectre's energy in order to save the multiverse, to get back into the Speedverse in order to Speed Force. There you go, Speedverse. There's the news. See, I came up with it first. In order to save the multiverse and all that from the crisis and all that. And well, the Spectre energy is still there infecting the Speed Force, and it's deadly, and so the Speed Force is dying from it. And he goes in there, and of course the Speed Force takes the form of his mother. She's dying in bed, sick with the flu, and everything's green outside, so I guess that's the Spectre's green power, you know. No connection to the show's villain, who's not really the show's villain. She's just there. And she dies. Of course, she's not really Barry's mother, but she says, "Oh, I always loved you," and she dies. But there again, you have this emotional moment of, oh, Barry's watching his mother die, but she's not his mother. He knows it's not his mother. She knows she's not his mother, but let's just pretend we are. So, oh no, the Speed Force is gone, and Barry and Wally have only the residual Speed Force in them to maintain their powers, and once it's used up, they won't have powers anymore. So you would think, oh, this is why Reverse Flash is also, but no, he let slip that he built his own Speed Force, negative force. Okay, whatever. So now the show actually gets good at the end when Barry says, I caught that, and I want you guys to help me build my own Speed Force. Now, how you would do this, I don't know, but what the hell? They're Team Flash, so you can. And then that's it. Yeah, the rest of it was just this long, drawn out talking about your feelings, and oh god, the obvious solution here is you've got to cut down the episode number of these shows. You can make more shows, but you're going to have to split them between one another to where there's only at max 10 episodes. Then you follow that with another show and keep it tight and concise and get some writers who can write more than soap opera scenes, and have it that you don't have to blow the budget on it either. I mean, of course they did. I mean, that looked kind of expensive with the helicopter scene, so they threw that in there and all that. But oh my god. Yeah, but it doesn't matter. I mean, you can see what the other shows they produce. Batwoman, jeez Louise. Batwoman by now is probably in negative ratings. She's in the negative Speed Force. But the Flash managed to leap forward above all the others, and still it's dragged down by this stuff, which is a result of you just don't have the material for the amount of episodes you're producing. And it's blatantly obvious, and it's too bad. It's time to wrap it up, and so there you go. As far as the mirror thing, that's the ongoing thing. We'll get to the end, and suddenly it'll all be wrapped up with a bow. So there you go. The death of the Speed Force, or is it? Yeah, I guess when Barry creates his own, then somebody will magically, and his mommy will appear again. You saved me, Barry, because I was always alive within you, or something like that. It doesn't really matter. Thanks for watching and listening. Say, why not like and subscribe, and check out that link description below. That'll take you to my mini stores that have plenty of goodies for you, most notably my Night comic book over at IndiePlanet.com. And you can catch the Mr. Nailsin Show at RadioMisfits.com, and you can also watch my videos at the Mr. Nailsin channel on BitChute.com.